It is nomination day in Malaysia, and we are bringing you live to the flurry of action at nomination centres this morning. Candidates arrive early to submit their applications to the Election Commission 2 weeks ahead of polling day on November 19th.
I am Ram Anand, and I will have the latest here out of Bagan Datuk in Perak, where Umno President Zahid Hamidi will be facing his hardest electoral contest yet.
Here in Tambun, Perak, is where opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim is set to contest and make what may be his final bid to become Prime Minister of Malaysia. I'll tell you more in a few moments later.
Caretaker PM Ismail Sabri Yaakob of Umno says he is open to facing anyone in the contest for the Bera parliamentary seat. I'm Hazlin Hassan from Pahang.
Hello, I'm Lily Fu. Good to have you join us on ST Live. This morning, nominations for Malaysia's 15th general election opened at 9 o'clock. Prospective candidates have until 10 a.m. to submit their forms before nominations close. They will want to make sure everything is in order, no misspelling of names, no wrong addresses. The candidates and election officers will then scrutinize the papers to make sure that everything is in order. The returning officers will declare the approved applications, and then campaigning begins. We can see here that already supporters of the various candidates are raring to go. They are not allowed to be within 50 meters of the centre. Now, this general election is closely watched for many reasons, chief among which is whether it can restore some level of political stability to the country. Malaysia has cycled through 3 governments in the last 2 years. The long-running Barisan Nasional Alliance is looking to win enough seats to retain federal power after its shock defeat at the 2018 polls, but is hobbled by a power struggle between its top 2 leaders. The opposition Pakatan Harapan, led by Mr. Anwar Ibrahim, struggles to gain the rural Malay vote, the lack of which led to the coalition's disintegration in 2020 after defeating the BN in the historic 2018 elections. Throw in the flood factor. The monsoon season is now predicted to start as soon as Monday, and we have an election which analysts believe is unlikely to result in any clear winner. All 222 parliamentary seats will be up for grabs this time. Let's take a closer look at a few of the seats that will be keenly watched. Bagan Datuk, about 2 hours from KL, is a seaside constituency in Perak known for coconut plantations and fishing. Umno President Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi is defending the seat against 3 challengers, including Pakatan Harapan's Shamsul Iskandar Muhammad Akin, nicknamed Giant Killer, for having defeated Umno stalwarts. Now in Perak, we go to Tambun, a town popular with tourists near Ipoh. This is where Malaysia's opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim has made his electoral base. He is up against Bersatu's Ahmad Faizal Azumu, the caretaker youth and sports minister, and UMNO's Aminuddin Hanafia. Let's see what's happening on the ground in Tambun. Earlier, Mr. Anwar Ibrahim spoke to the Straits Times. Let's hear what he has to say.
This is the beginning of the campaign, and we work hard and do the best. I'm confident of securing the majority.
And that was Mr. Anwar telling the Straits Times, saying he's confident of securing Tambun. Now let's go to the Straits Times' Lok Jian Wen at the nomination centre. Jian Wen, give us a sense of the mood where you are.
Hi Lynn, I'm here right outside the hall, and behind me the nominees are inside there getting their documents checked out. But earlier I was outside looking at where the supporters are gathered, and they have been there since around 7:30 in the morning, giving their chants. The PH ones are clad in red, giving the usual reformasi, and then interspersed with the Kita Boleh chants this year. And whereas a street away where Perak Nationals Faizal Azumu set up camp, they are clad in blue, and there was an intersection earlier where the supporters are not allowed to meet, but came across each other, and we saw PH supporters shouting jibes of traitor at the incumbent MP Faizal Azumu, because he used to be of the PH coalition before the defection in 2020. But in a question where we posed to him, he responded with love and said he has nothing but love for them, for his opponents.
Now, Jian Wen, how do you think the competition is likely to stack up now?
So Mr. Anwar is coming here where he has never contested before, and he was previously MP in Port Dickson in Negeri Sembilan. So that has been one of the main campaigning strategies his opponent, Mr. Faizal, has used against him. He has called his move here a parachuting maneuver, and he has been touting his localness. He has been a Tambun native all his life, and he's intending to use that to convince voters here that he is the candidate that he will be sticking around after polling day to serve them. Whereas Mr. Anwar is coming in with the intention of leading his coalition's charge in Perak, that they have already stated to be their frontline battleground for this coming national election.
Jian Wen, what kind of challenges do you foresee Mr. Anwar facing in this important contest?
Okay, so there are two things that make this a bit crucial for Mr. Anwar this time. Firstly, he has been designated as the Prime Minister candidate, so two big ifs, but if he wins the Tambun seat and if PH coalition wins the simple majority in Parliament, he will be the next Prime Minister of Malaysia. But there's a feat that he has not managed for many years now. And the second issue would be that there have been grumbles within his party itself that he has been a bit too persistent in wanting to be Prime Minister this time and before. And with successive defeats in the recent state elections, there's been these grumbles have been seen by analysts to be people losing confidence in him. So if he doesn't make it this time, it may well be his final bid, and his party itself might lose confidence and stop backing him.
All right, thank you very much, Jian Wen, for that update. Lok Jian Wen reporting from Tambun in Perak, the bellwether state for this election. Moving over to the central state of Pahang, here Malaysia's caretaker Prime Minister and Umno Vice President Ismail Sabri is defending his seat in Bera. He has held this parliamentary seat since 2004 and is expected to be up against candidates from Bersatu and Parti Keadilan Rakyat. Let's go to Hazlin Hassan, our correspondent who is standing by in Bera, Pahang. Hazlin, you've been at the nomination centre since this morning, which I understand is the Bera District Council Convention Centre. Describe to us what you've seen so far.
are hundreds of supporters here, gathered here since morning. They are from the Perikatan Nasional, Barisan Nasional and Pakatan Harapan. Everything is calm so far. The supporters are very excited, but everything is under control. Now the weather here is a bit gloomy because it has been raining since last night. Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri himself arrived at about 8:50 a.m. this morning, and he looked pretty calm, relaxed and confident. Lynn.
They sure sound very excited indeed, Hazlin. Mr. Ismail recently said he hopes voters will hand Barisan Nasional a bigger majority in the 15th general election. Who is he up against this time round? And is he likely to retain this parliamentary seat?
He will be going against Asmawi Harun, an activist from Muhyiddin Yassin's Bersatu Party, and Abbas Awang, a former education director from Anwar Ibrahim's party Keadilan Rakyat. Now, Mr. Ismail is expected to retain his seat. He has been an MP here for 4 terms, and he does have the advantage of incumbency. However, there are several issues which may or may not be ticking time bombs for the voters here in Bera, which include employment, the economy, and the rising cost of living. Lynn.
We have heard it described that the Prime Minister is locked in a power struggle with Zahid Hamidi, the Umno president. What is the result that Mr. Ismail will hope to have out of Pahang in order to strengthen his hand?
Now, he previously only won the Bera seat with a majority of about 2,300 votes. So he said that he hopes to increase this to about 10,000 or more this time around. And he said that Bera has enjoyed benefits from him being Prime Minister. And some of these benefits include a new hospital.
We seem to have lost Hazlin there, but we thank her for her reporting and her perspectives. Hazlin Hassan there reporting from Bera, Pahang. Now, a recap of this morning's activities in Malaysia. This general election is closely watched for many reasons, chief among which is whether it can restore some level of political stability to the country. Malaysia has cycled through 3 governments in the last 2 years. The long-running Barisan Nasional Alliance is looking to win enough seats to retain federal power after its shock defeat at the 2018 polls, but is hobbled by a power struggle between its top 2 leaders. The opposition Pakatan Harapan, led by Mr. Anwar Ibrahim, struggles to gain the rural Malay vote, the lack of which led to the coalition's disintegration in 2020 after defeating the BN in the historic 2018 elections. And then there's a flood. The monsoon season is now predicted to start as soon as Monday, and we have an election which analysts believe is unlikely to result in any clear winner. All 222 parliamentary seats will be up for grabs this time. Let's take a closer look at a few of the seats that will be keenly watched. Bagan Datuk, about 2 hours from KL, is a seaside constituency in Perak known for coconut plantations and fishing. UMNO President Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi is defending the seat against 3 challengers, including Pakatan Harapan's Shamsul Iskandar Muhammad Akin, nicknamed Giant Killer for having defeated UMNO stalwarts. And to tell us the latest developments in Bagan Datuk is our Malaysia correspondent Ram Anand, who is standing by at a nomination centre. Ram, bring us up to speed on what's happening where you are.
So yes, the nominations have now been closed. It's 10 a.m. here at the nomination centre. As you see behind me, there's lines of supporters from different coalitions, Barisan Nasional supporters to my right, Perikatan Nasional and Pakatan Harapan supporters to my left. all the candidates, I understand, are already inside filing their nomination papers. It should have been completed by now. We are expecting an announcement around 10:30 a.m. by the returning officer. Also, our UMNO President Zahid Hamidi, he was the last among the 4 candidates to actually file his nomination papers this morning. He arrived with his hundreds of supporters. Actually, Barisan National's supporters outnumbered that of the other coalitions, obviously, because this constituency is a stronghold for Zahid.
Okay, this is a constituency which Zahid has represented 6 times since 1995. Why is this a battle to watch?
I think this time around, it is the first time Zahid is defending the seat after having been charged with multiple corruption charges in court. So he is standing as a man facing court charges. This is the first time for that. It's also the first time he is contesting here as the UMNO president. So there is sort of a renewed focus on this seat. And this time around, there is more focus here also because the opponent that he's facing, Samsul Iskandar Muhammad Akin from Pakatan Harapan, who is a former PKR vice president and also a former deputy minister. He's a high-profile candidate, a national leader who has won the parliament seat in Malacca 2 times in a row, and both times he actually defeated Muhammad Ali Rustam, who was then the sitting chief minister of Malacca. So Pakatan is hopeful that fielding Samsul Iskandar here, he can bring his reputation as a giant killer to take down Zahid as well. And apart from that, due to Zahid's reputation and the recent criticism that he's been receiving, we see an independent candidate, Taufik Ismail, also contesting here. And we have Perikatan Nasional contesting here for the first time as well. And they are not fielding any low-level candidate. They're actually fielding their Supreme Council member to be a candidate here as well. So clearly all the coalitions are gunning out for him because he's the UMNO chief. So I think there is an absolute high interest on this seat right now.
Ram, we understand you spent a few years as a young person in Bagan Datuk, Perak, and even went to school here. What kind of sentiments are you observing, and what do the people here really want out of this election?
I think if you speak to any voter in Bagan Datuk, I think the first word that will come out, no matter who they support, is development. Because this is actually a coastal constituency. It is on the southwest of Perak. It actually borders Selangor. To its south is Sabak Bernam, a federal parliamentary constituency. To its east is Teluk Intan, and to its north is Lumut. All 3 constituencies around here, you could see they have developed towns as well. But if you come to Bagan Datuk, I would say at best it's a semi-rural constituency. So what the people here would look for generally is more development to keep them on par with their neighboring areas. So this place, at best, you can say it has been underdeveloped for the past 2 or 3 decades that Zahid Hamidi has been the MP here for various reasons, probably. But I think they would expect the most, what they would expect the most is actually development, more funding, more projects, more basic infrastructure. Most of the roads here are still single lane roads, stretching up to 50 kilometers along the coast. So you will be passing by plantation after plantation. We have a lot of empty sort of spots where you don't get a phone line or even an internet connection. I was experiencing that just shortly earlier. So I think it's these kind of basic needs that people will be looking at over here.
Thank you very much, Ram, for that. Ram Anand, our Malaysia correspondent, reporting out of Bagan Datuk in the northwest state of Perak. And we will be bringing you more later today with the Straits Times Malaysia Bureau Chief Shannon Teo analysing today's key developments. Do follow our coverage on straitstimes.com. We have a dedicated microsite on the Malaysia elections. And you can also connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, as well as YouTube for the latest news updates and more. I'm Lin Li Fu. Thanks for watching.